Hello, gorgeous heartbeat, and welcome to Heartbeats Harbor. I'm your host, Brianna Hozak, and I'm here to shine the light on the shadow path we walk as heartbeat women. Women rising into leadership roles as lightworkers, changemakers, worldshakers, or as I call us, heartbeats, do not have an easy path to walk. It often feels lonely, painful, and unique, but I'm here to help you see how very not alone you are, and how beautiful the shadows surrounding you actually are when you love and integrate them on your healing journey. I create spaces and opportunities for women to step into deeper self-awareness, self-acceptance, and personal healing, community and sacred circles, as well as leadership of themselves, their families, their communities, and beyond. My business and my life is and always will be about massive change in the ways things are done around the world. I believe it's a big part of my purpose on this planet to be a voice for those who don't have one, a safe harbor for those who need one, and a beacon of light to inspire a better way. None of this is easy. I've learned that big impact requires bold action and delusional levels of confidence, as well as a ton of shadow work. If you love what you hear on this podcast and you want to be part of the growing, supportive online village of Heartbeats Harbor, make sure you join my Facebook group, which is linked below in the show notes. Now, I can't wait to get started, so let's turn on the lights.
Welcome back, Heartbeats. I apologize for the delays with this episode, but I was apparently not in the flow of alignment for the last week and was really struggling to get this one out. And that's what I want to talk about today anyways, the flow of alignment, what it is, what it feels like, and definitely also what it is not. Alignment is a fairly self-explanatory word, but it seems to trip a lot of people up, especially in the online world, because it's overused in marketing. So, first off, when I say alignment, I mean things lining up in your life. I mean that your morals and values aren't being compromised. I mean that the thing you're facing feels inspiring and magical and wonderful, or at least not bad, because of course there are varying degrees of alignment. I mean that things are easier and moving, not stuck or confusing. It's easier to understand all the aspects around you. Decisions are clearer, and overwhelm is very unlikely. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It's like riding a bike. Once you figure it out, it's something you won't forget. But it's also really easy to topple to one side or another and lose the balance that has you in alignment. Thankfully, it's just as easy as a bike to hop back on and try again as well. And as with anything, you will add new tools to your tool belt of knowledge for how to do it, the best and easiest ways for you to maintain it, and so on, the more you practice. Today, I'm talking less about the how to get into alignment, though, and more about what it is and what it feels like. The flow of alignment is unreal, almost unbelievable. Things are almost too perfect. You might even feel giddy with joy. And if you stick to looking up and ahead of you, you can stay balanced and pedal along for a really long time without getting tired of it or bored or anything. However, life is a series of ups and downs, and we wouldn't appreciate the highs without the lows. So eventually, you put your foot down. You stop for a sip of water and look around, and something catches your eye and distracts you. Or you hit the brakes. A cat walks across your path at just the wrong moment, as they usually do, and you slam to a stop. You might get irritated, or the surge of adrenaline, small or large, leaves you feeling shaky and unsteady afterward. Then suddenly you realize you're back in the middle of the insanity and chaos again, and you're left reeling, wondering, how did I get back here? It's a slippery slope. And of course, it's always easier to fall off the bike than to climb back on it. Some people might even wonder, why put in all the effort? Why not just walk or drive? Well, I'll tell you, you don't want to walk because you want to achieve your goals faster. It's that simple. You want to be living in that house, driving that car, meeting the one, making the money, having the baby, whatever, sooner than later, right? And yet, you don't want to drive. Because when you drive, you miss the journey. You're too focused on steering a large piece of machinery, eyes on the road, ready and tensed for any possible problem. You don't stop and smell the roses because you don't notice that they're there to smell. You don't feel the wind in your hair and the breeze on your cheeks. You can't say hello to a passerby and hear their response. You're completely walled off from the world around you, sealed in a container that protects you, speeds you on your way, and removes the human element to living life. Sometimes that seems tempting, but it should never be our goal for long. Riding a bike is the middle ground. You get to choose when to keep moving and when to stop, how fast to go. And on this bike of the flow of alignment, it's like coasting down a hill. Not too steep, but not boring either. You are floating, more easily and more quickly arriving at your destination than you would otherwise, yet still slowly enough to turn your head while moving and see the world around you. In the flow, you can lay back and still move forward. When you feel a pang of hunger, suddenly a low-hanging fruit appears above you as you float down a river, and it's the most perfectly ripe fruit of your absolute favorite variety. And you don't have to ask anyone if it's okay to take it because it has your name written across it. In fact, it grew with your name written on it, magically. There's no ink. When you feel like moving, it's a dance instead of a shuffle. When you want to observe, you have time to. When you're inspired, you act, and everything is always working out for you exactly as you dreamed it would or better. Want a nap? Take one. It is exactly what you need at that moment. Craving chocolate and there's none in the house? Someone sends you a message saying, I have these treats I don't like, but I don't want to throw them out. Do you want them? The same day. Things you forgot you even needed or wanted, things that were down at the bottom of your list of maybe some days, show up free and better quality than you would have chosen for yourself. As long as you do your maintenance, i.e. whatever it is that put you in that flow state originally, you definitely want to continue it. But as long as you do the maintenance, which feels amazing to do, you'll be in the flow. You'll wake up more rested because you went to bed at some magically ideal time, better than you could have planned for. Your intuition won't feel hard to access. In fact, it will be so easy, you'll think it's just your thoughts. Inspiration and blessings are under every footstep, in front of your face at every breath, and yet they don't overwhelm you or become too much. Quick example. One night, as I started turning off lights to go to bed after a night of intense healing and releasing, i.e. a lot of tears, I noticed it was super light outside. It had been a cloudy full moon few nights, so I hadn't seen it. I knew that meant I could actually see the beautiful moon at that moment, so I followed the nudge to go outside and look, and ended up being treated to the northern lights. It had been years since I last saw them because I'm usually in bed at those hours these days. And it was just a soft, dim set, pale green, but it was still beautiful, and the moon was so big and clear and white and bright, and all the stars were out, and I just really felt the love of the universe. Bare, freezing cold feet in the dewy grass, I started to cry and just say thank you for this beautiful gift. Thank you, Mama Gaia, for this beautiful lush grass and dew. Thank you, Mother Moon, for the healing releasing tonight. Thank you, Mother Universe, for the lights of the stars and sky tonight touching my artistic, color-based soul. I raised my arms to the sky and thanked Source Energy, or God, Universe, etc., for my beautiful life as tears fell. I felt so incredibly blessed, the universe knew just what I needed at that moment to heal my raw soul, and left me in awe with the simple, wild, immense power it has. Alignment is when you find the story about your alignment that you saved for the episode on the flow of alignment just as you're wrapping up writing the episode. Yeah, that just happened. I'll be honest, when you fall off the alignment wagon, it feels worse than when you started out off it before. Because you're vibrating at a level that doesn't match your surroundings anymore, things feel more off, angrier, more sad, more depressive. But it just makes you want to get back into alignment faster, and sometimes even as fast as you can. Gradually, the unaligned things in your life fall away. Again, this might sound undesirable if you're worried about people you love or things you feel attached to, etc., leaving or feeling abandoned. But I promise you, even when it's people you love that are falling away, you feel the rightness of it. Your burden, guilt, stress, or sadness around it is not what you think it will be. The right people won't go anywhere. Their vibration will rise to match yours. You will stop enjoying the presence of the people who are no longer right in your life. Sometimes this part can be hard. Usually when you're aligning with a much higher vibration very quickly. Gradual is easier, I think. To be honest, I'm not much of a gradual type of person, but since people are always telling me to slow it down, I assume it's so. One thing I know deeply at a soul level now is that when things are a struggle, or I'm in a bumpy ride part of my life, and my emotions are a mess and I can't tell up from down, I am not in alignment. And I don't like it. I want to clarify before anyone gets the wrong idea. This doesn't mean that if things are hard in your life right now, you did something wrong. It does not mean that hard things won't happen to you if you just stay in alignment. No, something will derail you. That is part of life. It's part of the experience, the whole reason you came here. If something external derails you, you will be back in alignment so quickly. And if it's internal, a shadow, a mistake, an inner child clamoring for attention, whatever, then it's a really good thing that it stopped you so that you could experience it, learn about it, and integrate it, even if that takes longer than you'd like. Your level of alignment afterwards will blow your mind every single time. If it's internal and it's something that you're doing, an action, a habit, etc., it still doesn't mean you did something bad. We are supposed to stop and learn along the way, and usually when we're self-sabotaging, there's a lesson we haven't learned yet, a takeaway just waiting to be grasped so that our next level of alignment will flow even more smoothly. It's a really beautiful dance of light and shadow, which I have truly come to love. And I very quickly want to make sure that I say what it is not. It is not being irritable because things aren't going your way and your kids are the seeming cause. It's not being starstruck by some post on social media and signing up with an expensive new coach blindly. It's not a magic pill, a get-rich-quick scheme, or the lazy way out. It takes work to get there. It's not happening when you're being easily triggered by others. It's not a struggle where each step is harder than it needs to be. It's not an okay job, a partner you kind of like, or a blah, boring, disappointing daily experience. Nobody can get you into alignment except yourself, because only you can feel how you feel and know what's right for you. You can be guided on how to trust your own alignment, not on what your alignment should be. No one, and I do mean no one, can tell you that but you, or maybe your higher self. It's okay to get help with things to get your life more into alignment with your inner knowing, your inner truth, your unique highest good, but only you can say, there it is. And of course, there's true alignment and there's the illusion of alignment. I highly recommend finding out what you can about your human design to discover what your unique best way of knowing your truth is, be it logic or gut instinct, etc., so that you can recognize the scam or fake options before you're too far down one hole and have to suffer to get out. Alignment is more calm and blissful than excitement. It's more of a satisfied sigh than a party. But trust me, parties get old quick. A satisfied sigh never stops feeling good. So I hope that helps you to know where you're at, because you are meant to live a beautiful, harmonious, peaceful, happy life. Yes, you. There are many ways to get there, and that's a topic for another episode someday. Next week, though, I have a more shadowy topic planned. Until then, I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe to be notified of new episodes. If you really love it here and want to help spread the light, please take a moment to rate the show and leave a review. They help so much. If you love listening and want to be part of the interactive and incredible online community we're growing, make sure you click the link in the description box and join the Facebook group. I promise you it is not like other groups you've been in. Hope to meet you there soon, and I'll be talking to you next week, sending you all my love from my heartbeat to yours.